we are going to do a song structure. And in order to do a song structure, the whole point of having song structure is that you want to be able to make a longer, sort of complete piece of music. And in order to have a complete piece of music, you need a structure. So when you learn in school composition, whether in English composition or mother tongue composition, right? They taught you a structure to use. And then since then, you have found out that you can basically write whatever you want. So I'm going to show you a structure, which is a suggestion. It is a common structure that is used. You don't have to follow this, but in the absence of anything else, if you're stuck there thinking, how should I create my song? Why don't you try this? This is a example that you can use. On page 2, you will see a song structure. On page 4, you will see an EDM structure. Even the EDM structure is a highly debatable one because there's probably hundreds of different EDM structures, but I'm giving you a common one. So back to page 2, a song structure. Why do you want to have a song structure? Is because that gives you a direction of where to go. So we'll first be in this arrangement view, and I'm going to add a locator every 8 bars. Let me zoom this in. View, options, preferences. I can actually zoom in. You don't need to. I'm zooming in so that you can see. So now you can see a bit better. I'm going to close this browser using my triangle in the top left corner. I'm going to add a locator so I know where stuff is. So at the 8th bar, which ends at number 9, I'm going to click on this vertical line and I'm going to click on the set. And you notice on top, now a triangle has appeared with the number 1. 8 bars later, I'm going to click again and I'm click on the set again. Set is this button in the top right. Now number 2 has appeared. Now I'm going to go another 8 bars, which is at 25. By the way, these are nicely laid out for you. You don't have to do the math. Huh? Trust me, just count. Set. Number 3 has appeared. And then here, 8 bars later, set for number 3. I can see that my eyesight was not so good. If I was in Overwatch, I'd be dead already. So let me move this to here. See, I can move the triangles to number 25. Yeah, clearly I was not doing a kill shot there. Now, if I want to name these, number 1, I'm going to click on the triangle. I will right click and I will rename it to verse 1. Number 2, I'm going to rename it to chorus. Number 3, I will rename it to verse 2. Number 4, I will rename it to chorus again. Here at the first start, I can also click, and I can click set, and that gives me another triangle, which I can right click and rename it into intro. Why am I doing this? Because I'm helping myself to know where I want to put stuff. And the intro, as the name implies, is where the beginning of things is. I'm going to make it easy for myself, and I'm going into my pack, and I'm going into the loops. And I'm going to say, I think I shall just intro with a music loop of, this time I will use the chop and swing instead of build and drop. I'll use chop and swing, and I'll go into samples, loops and chords, and I think I shall go into the music loops and the bass loops, and I shall just choose the first one I see. And so it says here that it is in the key of A, It's in the name, and it's 87 BPM. So I'm going to bring this tempo down to 87 BPM. Tempo, or maybe 89, 87. Okay, 87. I'm going to drag it into my first audio track. All of these loops are audio tracks. If I double click it, I will see, look, there's an actual waveform there. Not MIDI notes. Now I'm going to say, I want to go into verse 1. Verse 1, I think I shall continue using this same bass line. So I stretch it out. Now I have a bass line for verse 1. When the verse starts, I think I want to have a beat. So let me go into the drum loops, the full loops, and I find what's the first beat I have. Okay, I'll drop it in at verse 1. There we go. Okay, so now we got a beat for verse 1. What's the point of a verse? A verse is where you step up the beginning of the song. It's kind of like, the intro. It's not the introduction. It's the kind of like, oh, the story is beginning. The story is beginning. We're going to get to the more exciting part, which is the chorus. Now, I am going to add in one more thing to the verse, just to make it a bit more complete. Maybe I'll go to another music loop. Instead of a bass, I will put in a guitar. Okay, I'll put in a guitar. There we go. Now, when you get to the chorus is the part where is the most remembered part of the song. So it should be more interesting. There should be more stuff happening in it. It should be maybe more energetic, right? So shall I use the same beat? Yeah, why not? I'll use the same beat. I want to change the bass. So let me go back into the bass loops. I choose the next bass. I know it's in A, right? So it will match. There we go. I just made it. What shall I do about this guitar part? Okay, maybe I'll continue the guitar part. No, I will change the guitar part. I'll use another guitar part. Okay, this one more happening, right? So something is happening. So it seems that there's some energy going on. That could be a chorus. Then I want to make it more energetic. Even I will add in from the drum loops. I'll add in a top loop. Okay, so here we go. I've added in. So what does it sound like from my intro to my verse to my chorus? So now we know that the song has started, but we notice also that it actually doesn't match because of one reason. This acoustic guitar, when I double click on it, it is not in the same key as the bass. The bass was in A. This one is in C. See, it says there C. What do I do? Remember last week we learned that if something doesn't match, I think I better zoom out. If something doesn't match the key, and I need to bring this guitar from the C to an A to match the bass, I need to go to transpose. So remember last week's handout, how many steps do I need to go from a C to an A? C to A? How many? Don't have last week's handout. 3 minus 3 steps. 1, 2, 3 minus 3.
A sharp A, because each step is a constant.
Now it matches. How? Almost real. I got intro, I got verse, I got chorus. At this point, a lot of people say, wow, okay, I got my 1 minute. Hey, not bad, 1 minute already. It helped that the song was slow. Moral of the story, if you want to make a longer song, it's slow. If I'm stumped, what do I do now? Oh, wait, I got a structure. Verse 2. So for verse 2, I should use almost the same things as verse 1. So I'm going to highlight, copy, and paste. Aha. Do I want it to sound exactly the same? No, it shouldn't be exactly the same. Right? I should do something different. What shall I do different? Okay, maybe the bass, I can do things like, instead of looping the whole stretch, right? Do you remember last week I showed you can actually loop only one section of it? So I can change these arrows see, I clicked on the thing, right? So I changed the arrows, so I only loop the first bar. What does it sound like? So it's different, the bass has changed. I could do the same thing for the acoustic guitar. So I can change where the things are. So okay, so now verse 2 now sounds different from verse 1. And I'm going to do one more change. I'm going to go to the beat here, and I'm going to put an audio effect which is going to cut away the bass drum. Do you remember what audio effect could do that? Last week? EQ3, correct. You are right. Audio effect EQ3. So now you see everything that we have learned in the past 2 weeks is all coming together. I can actually, and I switch on the automation using this automation on button, and I choose EQ3, low on, and I draw in the dots, right, by double clicking on it. Double click. And now it sounds like okay. So I no longer have a kick drum. So verse 2 is almost like verse 1 but different. So now the reason why you have verse 2 is you're telling the second part of the story. But you always want to come back to the chorus, yes. So whether you use these same words or not, in a different form of music, you can have a similar kind of concept. Even in a dance track, you can have, oops. So I'm going to copy the chorus. Right? And let's hear how it sounds like. I'm going to do something additional, which is I'm going to here at the end of my chorus, I'm going to shorten the thing so it doesn't quite, the drum doesn't go all the way up. And the same thing with the bass. Okay, let's hear what that sounds like from the top. If this intro is too long, maybe I will shorten it. Whatever. See, this is part of experiment, right? We just experiment to see how it goes. So we've reached almost 2 minutes of music already. And this may not be the most like, wow, fantastic hit, but hey, it's something you've already created. Now you can work on it for the rest of the week, right? So this is to illustrate a way of making song structure. The EDM structure is something else you can also try, right? You want to do build-ups, depending on what. And of course, there are different kinds of structures for different kinds of music. So just try it out. I put an example here, right? This is really to kind of like bring together everything that you have learned so far. Using the audio clips, you can add in your own MIDI clip as well. Play your own notes in on top of this. So, but this is a very basic thing you can do. You can lengthen and shorten, chop up everything. So try for yourself.